Um, and I play a lot of times. I play with my friends.
Mm.
Um, so I kind of is like the highest rank in our group. Like
Yeah.
I like to be fair.
Yeah.
They a lot of them like quit or like I drag them back, kind of like that. So like so I'd say not a lot of people can give me advice in a sense. And so previously in Overwatch 1, towards the end, the game is kind of dull, so I didn't play much comp towards the end of Overwatch 1. I think Overwatch 2 make the game a lot more fun for me, so I'm taking it a bit more serious. So
Right.
I think it'd be good to have someone more experienced to watch my gameplay to provide their perspective, I think.
Sure.
Also, I watch a lot of your videos on the second channel. I think I found you during a SVB podcast in like 1 year ago,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And yeah. And to be fair, I watch like I learned uh some things, but for the most part, it's just for entertainment.
Sure,
Is
sure,
during my work,
sure.
is have something in my ear. So I've never had someone coaching me on game before, so I think it's something fun, and it's
Yeah,
also something I can support your content, I guess.
yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, how long you been playing Overwatch? You said you're kind of like the best player in your group, but how long you been playing?
uh, I've been playing since like Overwatch 1, like 2016. Uh, I I played like comp in like first 2 seasons, and then for the later seasons, mostly just placement and play a lot of quick play, and then towards the end of Overwatch 1, a lot of like mystery heroes and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and
okay.
Overwatch 2, um, so I definitely put a lot more time, partly because I like being farmed on FOMO,
Right.
like doing the doing the like daily challenge and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Of course, of course, of course. Alrighty here. And then in terms of the heroes you play, you kind of play a little bit of everything. Support,
yeah.
DPS, tank, depends on the characters. Okay, so you're just definitely more of a flex player. What character are we going to be looking at today in the gameplay? Or are we going to be looking at a
So
couple characters?
this season, I started playing comp, right? I haven't played comp since like season 2 or 2. So I started playing, and then I placed our roles, but I decided to focus on support for now. And probably Kiriko, and I do have like codes that involve like multiple heroes, but
Okay, sure, sure.
like Kiriko, Zen, Bab, Moira. That's like
Okay,
mostly I play recently. Yeah.
sure. Now, why specifically did you focus on support this season?
To be fair, it's just like the challenges require healing and
Yeah,
things like that. So I guess I start with that, and if I get bored, I can play DPS or something like that.
sure, sure. Okay, for you, you're just all on like I want to get my skins, I want to get my challenges. I'm going to play what they tell me to play. If it's more healing oriented, then that's fine. But you're pretty flexible with whatever. Um, Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So this is definitely kind of like a fun challenge for you, right?
Yeah,
Like a
I mean, to like like that's definitely one important part of it. Another part is just like people have like power fantasies. I think my power fantasy is just if I can play everything, that'll be like that's something I feel like I
I see what
can
you're
feel
saying.
proud of.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That
So
makes a
so
lot of
like
sense.
yeah. So like I intentionally try to play new heroes if I can, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's interesting because that's actually a very similar power fantasy to me. Because being Mr. Coach guy, I should be. I play everything, right? Like I really
Yeah,
am. I wish I could play everything. I don't really play everything, but like that would be
yeah.
that's obviously something I'm always aspiring to be. What I will say is I will say this is like I think that there's, let's put it this way, there are fantasies of like I can become a millionaire. I can learn how to run really fast. I could be really strong. And there's fantasies of I will be able to fly, which are not realistic, right? So for you, I look at this power fantasy of like, I'm going to be able to play everything. And I don't think that's unrealistic, but here's what I will say is unrealistic. I will be able to play everything well. You will not be able to do that. You might be able to do,
I agree.
you might be able to do good enough to like, I'm okay. Like I can play that character okay. But every person in Overwatch history is generally been more of I'm a little bit of a specialist. Like I'm a little bit better at this character, a little bit better at that character. So what I would say is maybe you're more aim to be more flexible than the average player, but ultimately like you're not gonna be able to play everything well, ultimately, right? Like that's just not gonna happen. So I guess just finding like that balance there. Okay, so what do you hope to get out of the session? Thoughts on my playstyle hero pool? Well, we're talking about that right now, right? I think the goal of trying to be able to play everything well is impossible. Mm-hmm. I think aspiring to be decent at some stuff and being decent at a lot of heroes is sure, that's fine. That's unusual, but that's not out of the question. Like I said, I definitely feel like that myself, so I understand. Mm-hmm. And what I would say here is there may be ways to optimize that. Here's what I would recommend. I would recommend, well, let's actually look at how much gameplay do you have here? 2 to 4 hours on weekends, about an hour on weekdays. Total playtime is around 69 hours, not Q&Q, Vaxta. Okay, so sounds good. So here's what I'd say is you don't have a ton of playtime. Mm-hmm. So what I would recommend is trying to practice maybe 2 or 3 heroes at a time and then changing that up every few weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like, obviously, I will, like, in a sense, I will not limit myself. For example, like this season, Moira is a pretty good pick, but I don't necessarily need to practice for Moira. It's just when that hero like is best fit.
Maybe not as challenging,
like
but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I understand like that's I agree with you. So basically what I'm trying to do is like I will rotate my favorites. Like for example, like these 2 weeks for this 1 month, I'll play this set of heroes, and then maybe I get bored and then I try other heroes, and then
that's what I would
pick
recommend.
those hero up.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Sounds good.
I would try and rotate things based off of the meta and based off of what you're enjoying, right? And then, I mean, that's kind of what I do right now, because what will happen is like the Pharah rework, right? Or the Sombra rework, or the Roadhog rework, or Orisa in season 1. I did Lifeweaver as well. I did the Bastion rework. Like I would one trick those characters in rank just so that I could coach them better. And I made pretty significant progress in my improvement over the course of about 2 weeks of practice. You can do the same thing. And that's probably a more efficient way to learn a lot of heroes as well, while still having a bit of a hero pool. Okay, so suggestions on how to improve my VOD review skills. Okay, so what are you doing for VOD review right now? And how often do you VOD review?
I mostly just like after one day of play, like maybe normally it's like only weekends. Maybe I'll pick 1 or 2 games I lost, I think, and then look at my death or look at like something I thought have problems. But like what I think my initial thoughts when I put down this question is like for example, because I listen to a lot of your coaching, so I'm not sure when I'm like reviewing if I'm coming to the correct solution per se.
Yeah. I understand. Here's what I will say. I want to give you some more direction with your VOD review. So right now you said that you're looking at your deaths here. I want to channel that a little bit tighter. When you look at your deaths, or when you look at your VODs, I want you to only look at preferably only a couple of fights, okay? Instead of like looking at a whole replay code. And I want you to look for something specific. Now that might be, we might talk about your cover use today. We might talk about your cooldown use. We might talk about your ultimates. We might talk about your positioning, right? Like what angles you're taking. And I want you to look at that and only that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to VOD review. is I don't want you to look for mistakes or, oh, I should have done this differently. No. I want you to look at your reviews, look at your gameplay. How are the angles? Are the angles that I'm taking good? Are the angles I'm taking bad? If they're good, great. If they're not, fix it. And that's it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. And then what you look at will be something that we'll practice over time, and we'll give you some things to look at specifically. But I think it's helpful to VOD review especially when you're new to VOD reviewing, is just to pick one thing to look at and just to practice looking at and coaching your positioning. But yeah, okay. Number 3, I'm open to other suggestions from your POV and how I can better at Overwatch and how I should approach my. Okay. Overall, I play most heroes. I will say as well, I would find a balance. So you sound like you're playing a little bit more competitive recently, but you're definitely playing, mystery heroes, and you're playing unranked, and you're playing, all that kind of stuff. It's like that's fine for fun perspective, but it's not the most efficient way to improve. I'm not saying that you should only play ranked, but you do need to find that balance of how serious am I about improving? How much better do I want to improve? And also, how much fun do I have from playing all the time? In other words, if you are playing only solo queue, right? That's good practice. Mm-hmm. But let's say you only play solo queue and you stop having fun. You see what I'm saying? That's not good.
Yeah.
You want to find what is something that I can do that still is fun, and prevents me from getting being unproductive. So I would put some thought into that. How much of solo queue do you want to do? How much Mystery Heroes? How much do you want to play with your friends, and so on? Something to think about. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would take the advice you usually give. I would try to have at least one comp solo queue game in the beginning, and then if I feel good, I will continue. If I don't feel good, I maybe quick play or play with friends.
Sounds good. That sounds good for me. Okay. Vaxter for warm up. How long do you warm up?
Normally just 5 minutes.
Sure, works for me.
And I'll mix up heroes.
Good. Okay, sounds good. Goals. I want to sense a progression while still maintaining a relatively open hero pool. We talked about that. I want to improve on heroes with the more unique mechanical skill requirements, but it feels like I'm hard throwing if I just play them in game. Well, you're going to have to play them in game. And that's why I think that you need that 2-week rule where you go, okay, it might be bad for the first day or 2, but I'm allowing myself to improve because by day 3 or 4, I'm going to be a lot better, right? And then by the end of the 2 weeks, then you'll be decent at some of those mechanics. You'll never be great at those mechanics. When I'm learning to play the new Pharah or the new Sombra, I'm never going to be great, but I'm going to understand the characters well enough, and my mechanics are going to be okay. They're going to be good enough, right? And if you want to be good at all the characters, that's being good enough is about as good as you're going to be. And maybe while you're experimenting, you find a character that you're like, hey, I really, really, really freaking loved playing this character. So maybe you turn into that one trick maybe along the way. Just explore. Long term, want to be good at a wide range of heroes. Good understanding of the base value of the characters. At a specific rank, you're getting old and don't have a lot of time to play. And you don't sound that old. I'm old when it comes to esports as well, so it is what it is. What rank are you at right now with your support? Give me your best estimation.
I think it's so I have 42 wins.
Yeah.
I win more than I lost.
Yeah.
So I'm currently Path 3.
Yeah.
I can probably climb a little bit, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Probably a little bit. Okay. Sounds good. Let's keep going here. What else would be good enough for me? So you're just looking for general better game understanding so that you can learn to play more characters. Because you're thinking, if I understand the game better, then I will understand all heroes better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Okay, let's keep going here. Playtime, hero pool. Sometimes I play around Ultimate they don't have yet and lose value. Also, some of the Ultimates I really don't know how to play around. Okay, 6 hours of sleep on night per average. Not great. If I know that you sound rather busy, so I won't bully you too much. But obviously, improvement with sleep is super, super, super valuable if you can do it. Super, super important if you can do it. Just keep that in mind. And then English is not my native language, so bear with me. I mean, your English is perfect, really. So,
Thank you.
I mean, it's I only speak one language, so I can't talk trash. I speak English and not even very well, so that is what it is. Okay, yeah, I don't really have any other questions. Do you have any other questions for me?
Um, I do have a few. It's
Go
kind
for it.
of random questions. So, one is so those I kind of write down like previously. So one is so on maps like when you're playing tank and it's on like maps like Dorado or Gibraltar, and if like you're trying to like when you're on attack and the
Hmm.
opponent just plays something like a Malga,
Yeah.
and then like I feel like it's really hard because especially if like your teammates don't synergize with you very well if you want to take the high ground because it's like
Hmm.
it's you are at a very big disadvantage when you
Yes.
try to take the high ground.
Yes.
Yeah, and at those situations I kind of feel stuck. Like first, like normally I would just still do like because I'm kind of good at Diva, so I will still try to do like you know try to stage my dive and then dive and not hard dive, try to not feed and try
Yeah.
to take some of the attention. Um, but it's a lot of times you know like in Dorado you get full hold because every time you get onto the high ground you get melted.
Hmm.
Um, and if you don't get to the high ground, the handle the Widowmaker just destroy your teammates, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 I understand that. I understand that. I would just say just take time. To like find out when you can contest the high ground by yourself and do so safely. Like in other words, if you're diva, like you can't, if your team isn't synergizing with you, you can't like clear the high ground by yourself. But you could maybe
Mm,
make the high ground look at you, contest them, threaten them a little bit, and then disengage and try to play your life, right?
mm,
That would be a big priority for me. Another one I would say as well is if you can't contest high ground, pushing cart on like maps like Dorado and Gibraltar is pretty good too if you can. If you can just live. But yeah, I would say just there isn't really an easy solution. Maybe that's something that we can look at in game.
yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, sure. Well,
I
you,
haven't
you
played. Yeah,
you could also send me a screenshot or just be like, hey, like what should I have done here? Just send me like you could even send me a replay code. I'll look at one fight. It's okay. So if you end up
sure,
having a game
sure,
like that, I don't mind taking a look.
sure. Maybe if I encounter one.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, the key
Um.
thing is just try to contest it. But you mean if there nobody's with you, maybe contesting versus killing is two different things, because you're not really going to get a kill there. So just try and make them look at you and
Yeah.
then live.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is about like Mercy Pistol, and
Hmm.
I feel like
Oh boy.
um I mean I know it's kind of jumpy. Um. So I rarely pull out the pistol on Mercy.
Yeah.
I know in general you rarely do that, but I feel like I do it less than I should. But it really feels like, especially when you are in Valkyrie, like the beam is connected to your whole team. It feels
Yeah.
like it's so much guaranteed value compared to, you can miss or you need to
Hmm.
be vulnerable, like take a lot of risk when you
Hmm.
try to
Hmm. Hmm.
shoot. So um like so I'm not sure when to say put a pixel and like if I want to focus on like improve on that like what kind of like goal should I keep in mind in practice?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just be looking for situations when there's somebody like an isolated squishy that you can deal with. Like, the Widowmaker is the obvious example, but even like a
Mm-hmm.
Zenyatta and Ana or anything like that. And keep in mind also with Valkyrie is that your teammates won't always be grouped up. Like, think about it this way: like, people might be taking off angles or flanks and spreading out. And so, the more people are spread out, the more attractive pistoling is because ultimately all you're doing is solo beaming somebody. So, it's not that, you should always pistol when there's people are split up, but it does become more attractive. So what I would consider
Mm,
is I would look at the situation. I would see if there's an opportunity for you to go on anybody's split. Just like look at where you're positioned, look at how many people you're beaming, and then just go. Again, that's a situation where it's kind of hard to like talk about without a VOD. But if you do have something
yeah,
like that, just send it my way. But yeah, you'll if you with Valk especially, there will be times. There will be times.
I guess it's just I need to intentionally look for the opportunities and see if it work out.
Exactly. And the key thing is you need to be able to get close to them, and they need to be isolated, squishy. Those are the pistols that you're looking for. Those two things.
Okay. One last question is, this one is more general, like, is how to focus on one mechanic to practice, because like I hear you talk about this a lot, but I feel like actually doing that is really hard. Probably because I play a lot here, so like it takes constant attention for me to just do the basic skill like rotations or like aim on different guns. So
Mm-hmm.
it feels impossible to just focus on one thing. For example, like I try to like practice like blink management on tracer, but like if you don't like think about shooting or like strafing or things like that, or like timing your engagement, you just die. So you
Yeah.
cannot only practice something, like for me at least, I feel like it's kind of impossible.
Right. Well, this is where there's two answers to this one. This is why people usually practice fundamentals first. So you practice your positioning and you practice your timing until they're decent first. Because if you don't know how to position with tracer, you should not be worrying about blinks, right? You should focus on the basics of taking an angle first. Once you have this fundamentals at least okay, then you're allowed to go for more mechanical things. Like you can work on your blink management. You say something like, "Oh, well, I have to focus on my aim, otherwise I can't really, blink management doesn't really help me much." Well, you need to be able to you need to be able to just focus on your mechanics or your movement, excuse me, and let your aim be a little bit bad. That's okay. Because if you don't, you're going to be dead. You need to work on specifically your movement, or just let your mechanics go. So what I would do is when you're working on mechanical fundamentals, only work on mechanical fundamentals if you already know how to play the character. That's the first thing. Okay, like you already know you're pretty good with the position, you're pretty good with timing and so on. And then when you're working on the mechanical fundamentals, you are just going to have to take the L and realize that you are not going to be able to work on two mechanics at the same time. It's just going to have to be one. And that's okay. Your aim might be bad or your movement might be bad. That's okay. Final thing I would say here is that if you're really struggling with working something in game, remember that's what deathmatch is for. Deathmatch is where you can practice mechanical habits even better. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about your positioning and timing because it's deathmatch, right? You could just do only your mechanics.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Okay.
sorry.
I don't have more questions, I think.
Okay, all right. Do you want to look at some gameplay here?
Sure, I will send you a code.
All right. You said this was going to be Kiriko?
Yeah, it's Gibraltar, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll take a look here. Now, why Kiriko? Is that just a support that you enjoy playing a lot or what?
That's true. It's also I feel like in like high ground maps, it's just kind of optimal, I feel like.
Sure.
I played a lot of Kiriko in the past seasons because like she's been good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense. Let's take a look here.
I think my video is a little stuck. Is it possible to
Yeah.
lower the
Go ahead.
Is it possible to lower the resolution of the stream or?
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Well, I paused it for just a second, so that might be why it's paused. Can you see it now?
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's a little bit stuck because I'm using a VPN, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can lower the resolution just a little bit. Give me just 1 second.
Maybe like 720.
Yep, that should do. So you'll need to click on my profile picture in Discord and then click over. I stopped and restarted the stream.
Profile picture.
Just let me know when you're back in.
I'm not sure. Should I close this and click your file?
Yeah, here. I'll show you. So I just sent you a screenshot in Discord. Click where my mouse is at top. Like click up top. You see like where our pictures are at the top. You'll need to click my face at the top of the call. And you'll be able to click over to look at the stream.
Okay, I think I'm in the stream. Yeah.
Got it?
Good.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. So, what does Kiriko do well? What are some things you should be trying to do with Kiriko?
Uh, uh, off angle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to focus on for the most part. Yeah, I do have some like crazy death this game, but yeah, it's just I think it's a side effect of I played too many characters. Sometimes my experiment went too wild. It feels like I'm throwing.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a look here. This
I
TP
mean, this
obviously a
TP.
little bit unfortunate. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unlucky because I don't think TPing here would be bad because you would get to, but it does.
Yeah.
You teleport a little late, and then you also teleport on this side here instead of here,
Yeah.
which is not what
Yeah,
you meant to do.
I
Yeah,
was trying to TP outside, but yeah.
yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Happens. We will go next.
Yeah, no idea how the works there, so.
Yeah, it's all right. Nice. Now, what I would do here is I would already be thinking about what's my next angle, right? Because you said, oh, I want to take an angle, I want to take an angle. And right here, this is your opportunity here, right? This is your opportunity to do what? Where could you go from here?
I guess I can go into the tunnel and try to, yeah, flank here.
You see this? And this is going to allow you to use your teleporter to get out. Like, I want you to go ahead when you have the time to set up so that you don't have to TP in. You could TP out, right? Like, that's the ultimate gameplay loop here, right? Like, you're healing your Winston, but you already have an on a dumping healing into your Winston right now. And ultimately, you're still healing here, but there's been no real offensive opportunity here. Like, I'm glad that you're here now, but I would have loved for you to have been on an angle on those squishies sooner.
Yeah.
Nice shot. Unfortunate on the Suzu is a good try.
Yeah. It's another thing, like, I feel like this game, I Suzu either a lot of times either too late or I just throw it because I'm not sure.
Right. Well, let's look at that. Let's look at that on a death and let's decide why are you slow on Suzuing this Ana?
I guess I'm just not aware. Like, I didn't see her coming out, so I didn't prepare for it.
Right. And ultimately, you were also putting your attention on headshotting the Moira right here, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, that headshot was important because without that headshot, she might not have died. So you got to ask yourself, obviously, should I have Suzu the Ana? Yes, you should have been faster there. That's unfortunate. But I think it's not as bad if there's a good reason why you're distracted. It's when you have no good reason to be distracted that it's really bad. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, it's like, then it's more like a mechanical.
Right. Just something you need to practice a little bit more. That's all there is to it. Now, I'll say here, this is not a very wise teleport because it doesn't make any sense. You see that?
I was trying to TP to the Winston, but
your crosshair lies, right? So you look at where your crosshair goes. You Winston, and then you look down at the Echo and teleport to the Echo. So, yeah, understandable. Okay. Sure. Just to make sure, it's all right. This is where, again, your attention is being baited elsewhere. Remember when you were pulling your attention on the Moira, right? Headshotting the Moira in your Ana dies. Okay. What is your attention on now?
Hitting the Winston, I guess.
Why is that a mistake, though? Because it is a mistake.
Yeah, because he's in Primal is not like a priority.
That's it. So in reality, where should your attention be now?
I guess either the Visor Soldier or help my Echo.
That's it. If you die, if your Echo dies because you're too busy killing the Visor soldier from this flank here, I mean, okay. But your attention's on something that doesn't need you're heal botting. You're heal botting.
Yeah,
right?
it's like autopilot. Yeah.
Exactly. And so not only are you losing value offensively, but you're also losing value defensively. You're healing people that don't need it and not supporting people who do. Oh my goodness gracious. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure. Go ahead.
Very strong. I feel like this season.
Well, yeah, definitely. Hard. She's almost just as hard to shoot, and she's got those massive shots now. So.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
No, that was basically it. I'm seeing way too much heal botting, and that's causing you issues with the angles that you're taking. It's causing issues with the Suzus that you're using, and so on. Another question here too is just like, you might want to be up on the flank here too. Like for example, you look at this here. Could you have stopped that from happening? Maybe.
Yeah.
Could you make sure that your team wins this 2v2 here? Yeah. Your Ana can handle card. She's already here. Now, if your Ana leaves card and goes up top, and then you have to push card, that's okay.
Yeah. It's just I feel like she's not pushing the card, so I was.
But she's close enough to where she should. You know, you need to trust her.
Yeah.
You just need to trust her that she's going to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get a little fortunate here that you guys win that 2v2. Let's go. Hit some shots here. Good? I mean, that Tracer just got melted, right? So there's nothing you could do. See, don't think about this. Think about what does your position allow you to do right here? What's the best thing you could do right now? Does your Ana need help?
No. I guess the squishies on the ship.
You got it. I mean, really, the person that needs the most help right now is you. You're in a very dangerous position right now. Not a bad position, but a very dangerous position. You know the soldiers here. You know some squishies are. You don't know where, right?
Yeah.
Why is there tension here? Why are you standing in the open here? Where should you be?
Like, I want to like I'm not sure if I should go into the ship because I will face two angles.
I agree. That would be a mistake.
Yeah, so maybe just looking to the right and see if I can.
Yeah. What if you just like sit here?
Yeah.
You know, just hold the angle here, see what happens. See if that soldier comes up. If he does, you're ready for it. If the diva dives you, you're all right. You know?
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
I think the thing is like I feel like because I hear the diva, right? So I'm kind of worried about the Winston.
Sure.
That's why I kind of looking down to heal him.
But now I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is like while you're healing the Winston here, which by the way you didn't stop, you exposed yourself to the entire enemy team if they had even peeked, and then now you can't stop these guys from killing your Ana. Because the thing is, like, what's going to kill your Winston here? Is it the diva diving it? Yes, maybe. But maybe it's also the caster or the soldier that have the high ground because you gave it to them. Or maybe it's you because you weren't looking at them.
Yeah, I guess it's just I cannot have, like, both things, so I should see what's the better value.
Right. You need to be... It's not about being selfish. It's about being smarter with what's more important for you. Like, what is Kiriko best at? Keeping your tank alive? Maybe, maybe not. Or shooting squishies and controlling an off angle, right? You need to think about where is my contribution the most? Is it healing a primal monkey? Or is it Suzuing my Echo? Like right now, this is what Kiriko does, right? So now what's the next step?
Find another angle.
Find another angle. Drop in this Cassidy with your Suzu. Blam, blam, blam. Or drop over here. Blam, blam, blam. You know? Now, I will say, why is this Suzu a mistake?
Because I should know he has primal.
Yep. So here's how you practice your Suzu. You ready for this one?
I'm
going to start taking some notes for you. With Suzu, track 1 cooldown or 1 ultimate. You track Fortify with Orisa, if you have an Orisa, or you track Recall with a Tracer, or maybe you track Primal. Or maybe you track Diva Bomb. You got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at your comp. Well, how many cooldowns do you need to track?
I guess just recall and the primal.
Right. And honestly, recall is
most
not
part.
even that important because that one's hard, right? That one's hard.
Maybe copy and
yeah, maybe copy, right? Maybe copy. But if you had to choose just one, it'd be primal, right? So that's it.
Yeah.
Don't stop. He's primally. Let him go. This is where your attention needs to be here, right? Helping maybe this or shooting, killing the Moira, or again doing your own solo DPS angle and doing this here. You are literally doing nothing right now. Okay, now you're kind of trying to do something. Good. Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens?
Yeah.
Have you try to help here, and you try to help here, and then you try to help here, and then you didn't DPS, and guess what? She dies, he dies, and now the Tracer is maybe going to live, maybe not. You get what I'm saying. So you did nothing. You did a tiny bit here, and you have to choose.
Yeah.
You have to choose sometimes. I feel like you guys should just die here, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll live. Maybe. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that Diva's gotten so close. Yeah. All right. So what are you seeing so far? What needs to be practiced before we get to the end of this defense?
I think it's just try not to do everything. For like most part is try not to do everything and focusing on one thing, like determining what's like important pressure and try to help that. Try not to like think about like doing everything. And secondly is just track teammate cooldowns Suzu. And maybe think about using Suzu like
exactly. Yeah. And you notice it's not even necessarily that you need to practice making the priorities right. It's that you're generally looking at the wrong things as a priority. Like right now, your healing tank is seen as too much of a priority, but DPSing is not. Sometimes you're thinking too much about looking back and helping your other support, when in reality, you should be looking at and helping your DPS, right? So it's not that you need practice making better decisions, although that's definitely true. I just think that you're thinking of the wrong things as good decisions, right?
Well, I think in general, I definitely think like pressuring like enemy squishes is better. It's just I feel like for example, it's a longer distance, or like I feel like it's like the uncertainty versus like guaranteed value. Sometimes I feel like one is better. Is like maybe like when looking back, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
Like because if you can land the shots, of course, or like if you even land one shot, it will change a lot. But sometimes, if it doesn't, like obviously I shouldn't be afraid of that. But yeah, I guess that's what I think.
Sure. I mean, I guess not to be harsh, but if you truly believed that taking angles and shooting squishies was better, then you would do it. I think, like you said, that uncertainty of like, maybe I won't shoot the squishies. Well, here's what you need is you need certainty that even if you don't hit every shot, it's still the right call.
Yeah.
And the only way to develop that certainty is to force yourself to do it, to shoot more and find out, right? Not only will you get better at shooting, but also maybe you'll find out if it's actually good. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn if you don't try. So I don't necessarily need you to have confidence in yourself. I just need you to shut up and do it. Then you'll develop the confidence, right? You'll develop the confidence doing it. Okay. Let's keep going. Positions here is pretty good. You could definitely TP to your Tracer if you'd like to as well. Gives you more opportunity to shoot squishies, and it can help your Tracer win, for example, this duel right here, right?
Yeah.
I'm noticing that like a lot of times you are very like you are sometimes taking like high grounds and off angles, but it's usually with your tank. You very rarely do it with your DPS, which is backwards. Like this duel is very important. Because it's what's gonna allow your Tracer to kill these guys and harass and distract, and she's not getting any help, and that's your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're here. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking like like the high ground is like a different angle, like a
It
view
is.
angle, but
It is. It
but
is.
but but maybe sometimes it's better just help the other off angle to actually do something rather than
High ground's a good off angle, but like what deeper angles, if you can get away with them, are better because you're going to be able to shoot. Because think about what you're going to be able to shoot from here. You know?
Yeah, it's long range is not very reliable.
Right. It's not that close range is better. Like you have a lot of range with Tracer, but like you could be shooting squishies instead of shooting Diva for 40 damage, right? And you could be dueling people, 1v1 people, which Kiriko is very, very strong at. So missed opportunity. And I think even when you have Kitsune Rush, it's something that you need to consider. Even here, for example, are you really on an angle here?
No.
No.
I just default to push the card again.
Right. If you could get here, this would be great because this you could kill the Cassidy, and then you could shoot, and then when Diva uses her bomb, you don't need to use your TP or Suzu. You could shoot, and shoot, and then teleport out to safety. Right.
Yeah.
It's safer for you to be at an angle. Yeah. BAP is a fine swap here, just given like what point you're at. Do you want to look at more Kiriko? Do you want to jump to the defense for more Kiriko?
Sure.
Okay, let's keep going here. Do you have any questions so far?
Not really. I think it's all makes sense.
Okay, let's keep going here. All right, this is the moment of truth. What are you gonna do?
DPS.
To do that?
I just want this awkward silence to kind of sit and stew for a second.
I mean, yeah. I think it's like I do look for those opportunities. It's just I guess I kind of when I see a half HP tank or someone low HP, I just can't help. Sometimes.
Sure. But the problem is that you don't actually take any angle. Like here's what happens: is you sit very passively, and then you heal and you heal and you heal, and then your tank gets low. Why is your tank low? Well, because you're not putting any pressure on an off angle, right? So then you're like, oh well, I can't take an off angle because my tank is low. But your tank is low because you're not taking an off angle. You see what I'm saying?
I guess it's like I think the problem is like I wasn't fast enough to just like at the beginning I shouldn't be just like see and then react because then I fall into like this cycle.
Exactly.
I should just
It's this negative feedback loop where you do the wrong thing, and so because you do the wrong thing, you continue doing the wrong thing. And then you never, because you need to start the fight on these angles. You need to start the fight with these DPS and these flanks, right? And then, yes, your tank might get critical, but then there's less of a chance that he's going to have that much of an issue. And also, maybe, just maybe, he won't get critical. Maybe he'll be okay because you're actually going to be doing your job, right? It's basically what ends up happening is I only see you do things like this when the tank is dead. Then you're like, oh, well, I guess I can play the game now. And that's backwards, right? Protect your tank by putting out pressure. And obviously you need to look for opportunities. It's not that healing tank is bad. It's that I want you to prioritize your angle, your positioning first, and then if you can heal tank from that position, okay, fine. But until you take that off angle first, then that's a problem. This is okay. I just would never walk it straight forward into a diva. Never. If I know the diva's there, then I'm rotating away, finding another angle. Like remember, like that you don't want to get close to that character because then by panicking, then you end up putting yourself out of position to support your echo.
Yeah.
That's all. Nice. Don't go backwards. Yeah. There it is. Annoying character, isn't she? I mean, you and your Sombra can do so much work here. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. The only problem here is just, obviously here, it's like, hit your shots, right? Hit your shots, different story.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, we would love to teleport to an actual safety. But you know, it's okay. I'm honestly okay with this. I think also your Sombra messed up as well. Yeah, I don't know why she's hacking. She misses her virus and just... so your Sombra's an idiot. Maybe it's me on Sombra. I don't know. But I mean, but it's still a good play. Like, you still got the kill that mattered. You still controlled space. You still caused a distraction. It's fine. And you should have lived it if you played it better. And you were down one, too. Keep that in mind, too. You were down your Echo that entire fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Look at where you are right now. You are in a great position to help here. You are not in a great position to go backwards and help this here. Right? Sure? Sure? But you see like how ugly this still is. This still is so ugly, right? Let your Doomfist die. Guarantee the kill here. Guarantee the kill here. Guarantee the kill here, right? Sometimes with Kiriko, you just let people die because you're in a great position to kill people elsewhere. To be clear, I don't think what you did was bad there. I just don't know if it was the best play, if that makes sense. Okay, good. Okay. Now, this is a tricky one, isn't it? What do you notice here? This has happened before.
I'm not sure. Is it like, I guess when I was next to the diva, I should just rotate.
Yes, if you can. You could either back off, just simply back off to here. You could deepen your rotation to here, right?
Because
through this tunnel here.
I TP to a more offensive position, and then I don't have TP for.
That's it. That's it exactly. That's it exactly. What's happening a lot of the times is that you're getting punished for getting too close to the enemy tank.
Yeah.
So what happens is that the tank forces your cooldown, then you get killed afterwards. Whereas as soon as this happens here, what should you do right now?
I think I should go into the tunnel and try to.
I agree.
People.
I think you should immediately rotate away from the diva. Get away from the diva, right? If she chases you, if you back off and she keeps chasing, the farther she chases, the farther away you get a teleport. So she's here and your teleport here. Now she can't chase you. It's too far away. You see that? Or at least it takes her longer to get to you. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of dumb to get his attention. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all that being said, it's still okay. Like, they're chasing you around the map. You waste the nano diva and she doesn't actually get a kill, but yeah. Okay. Now, spoiler alert, your Ana is dead. Okay? Or probably is dead. So what should you do right now?
Shoot the squishes.
You got it. Kill this Moira. Go TP to your Sombra. Drop in this hash. She's gone. Let her go. So this is fine. But did you drop on an angle?
No, I drop in between.
That's it. And that's why this feels so bad. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Whoops. Let's see what we got here. Set up. Go with her if you want. Set up. See, this is why I don't like healing the Doomfist right now, because what do you have to do to heal the Doomfist?
It forced me to a bad position, I guess.
That's it. That's it exactly.
Yeah.
That's it exactly.
Or it stopped me to rotate to where I want.
Right. At the very least, you could have maybe healed the Doomfist from here, and then you could have continued your rotation. But yeah, you can't. I don't want you to compromise your positioning to heal tank whenever you can. I want you to heal tank from here or go help the Echo and Sombra, because this is what actually matters right here. This working is really important. This working is really important. These guys not dying is really important, right? Yeah. Her dying is really important. This doesn't matter. They might die anyway. You see that? And look at the kill feed. Disaster. You kept your Doomfist alive, but you're gonna lose the fight.
Yeah, because we just group together and have no control of the map.
That's it. Okay, let's keep going here. Even here, right? You see your Doomfist is purple? He's naded. I mean, even if the Doomfist wasn't purple here, I don't think you save him. You need to hit these nade shots right now. They need to die. One of them has to die, otherwise you lose this fight.
Yeah. I agree. I just cannot land the shot.
That's okay, but you will. It doesn't matter if you do or not. Like, it does matter, but like you will get there by practicing more. And even if you do the wrong thing, it's still the right thing. Even if you miss all the shots, it's still the right thing.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. You got this. Yeah, it's much better. In terms of like creating some space there is good. Ooh, okay. Okay. Help her out. You could stay with her here, right? You could stay with her and push this way, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing what you're doing here. Like you're trying to shoot squishies, but I think when you try to shoot squishies, you could be doing so from here, or you could be doing so from here. Like I want you to think less about, I'm gonna shoot squishies. Like the point of this VOD is not just telling you to stop healing your tank and to shoot squishies. That's part of it. But the more important part is I want to see you positioning better on angles. And then doing whatever you want to from there. Because actually here, this isn't all that good either. You see what I'm saying? Like this is okay, but it might have been better there to just TP on
Sombra.
TP on Sombra here because she's EMP'd. Suzu this and actually just go to town. Now, is that dangerous? Yeah, but maybe it's worth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe better even to let your Zen die there. I think this map is kind of this point of the map is hard for Kiriko, right? Because it's very tunneled. There's not a lot of good angles, but something to consider. Okay, that's gonna be it here. But yeah, you're just healing and healing and healing, and then maybe. Oh, now we're gonna take an angle. There you go.
Yeah, I try to go, but
that's okay.
It's I guess it's a little late.
I mean, it's not so much a little late as in you just missed all your shots. You got them all low, and you just didn't finish the kill.
Yeah,
that's okay. It's still the right play. Is the only way that you could have actually won this is by doing that. That's it. Okay. We have a few more minutes. Do you want to look at another code, or you want to look at some of the Baptiste play on third?
Maybe not the Baptiste.
Okay, sure.
Maybe I look at. I'm not sure. There's this code. Maybe it has Zen or Kiriko.
Sure, you can take a look at. We'll only have time for a couple of fights anyway, so.
Yeah, maybe. I think I played Zenyatta in the beginning.
Yeah, you can take a look at a little bit of Zen. So. We'll see if we can give you one little thing to work on with Zenyatta. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a special treat. It might be a headache for you, but it's going to be a special treat for me, and that's all that matters. We're going to do a very famous 2x VOD review. You ready? This is where I'm going to implement my brain power into double speed. Wouldn't be worrying as much about Ryan, just take your own angle. So avoid the Widowmaker and take your own angle. Also, in general here, one of the things you could be considering too is who can I support with Harmony Orb that actively is fighting right now? So your Tracer died really early, but this might be a situation when unironically parking an Harmony Orb on your Widowmaker is more important than your Sigma. Because if your Widowmaker takes chip damage, immediately starts healing back up again. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Got a headache yet? Good. Nice little angle here. Especially with the Widow dead. That's perfect. Now, why did this work? Besides the fact that you're just crazy mechanically, apparently. Why did this work?
I think it's because my tank and Widowmaker are helping me. Like
That's right.
they're,
That's right. But also look at the micro of your positioning here. Look at this. You see this?
Yeah.
Really, really good cover usage. I mean, really good cover usage. Really well done. What's the only problem about this off angle? Where's your Harmony Orb?
Yeah, I cannot put.
Does that make this bad?
No, it's just maybe like small adjustment can make it better, I guess.
Maybe. Where would you have to adjust? Like here?
Yeah, I think because they don't have Widowmaker, I can stay there and then just go out a little bit and then.
Sure. Something to consider. Yeah, sure. That's fine. I actually don't think your positioning was bad. I actually think it was maybe the best position. Just something to consider. Nice. Huh. So I actually wonder there if going back to heal the Sigma was a mistake, if you should have just stayed in the angle. I like the angles that we're holding here. I can tell you're thinking about Trance.
No,
so
I got distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're getting too distracted by Ryan, I think.
Yeah.
When he misses this pin, ignore him, go back to helping your tank. Go helping your team. Because this has happened a couple times now where like the Ryan pins in and you're like, oh, Ryan. Remember, like you could definitely punish tanks, but like what's more important for you to deal with right now? You see this?
Mm-hmm.
And this has happened this has happened a couple of times. This has also happened with your own tank as well, where you're like you're prioritizing putting Harmony Orb on your Sigma instead of your Widowmaker. Even though Widowmaker's not exactly a good Harmony target, if your Sigma's not taking any damage, just keep it on Widowmaker anyway. So I want you to be a little bit cautious. Remember also as well the Ryan pinned into your backline. Remember that? And then you turn on and you like kept spamming his shield like he was like here. I was like, mate, just rotate away, find something else to shoot. Right? If you can shoot something other than Ryan shield, you'll do so.
Mm-hmm.
Even here, right? Where could you rotate to?
I'm not sure. Can I go? Go across the bridge to the.
Here?
Yeah, I just feel like this is a little more dangerous because I cannot get away. But considering their comp, I don't think anything can change. It's not like they have a Genji or something.
You got it. You got it. And you could be helping, instead of worrying about Ryan here again, you could be helping your Kiriko kill the Ashe or kill the backline. And also I want to point out, where's your Harmony Orb parked? You see it?
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to keep in mind. And when you parked your Harmony Orb on Orisa, who else was fighting? Watch this. You see it? Both Widow and Tracer, you chose Orisa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, like, what I was thinking is because I try to minimax my Harmony Orb, but obviously when I try to shoot other people, I don't have the time to adjust it then.
Sure.
Sure. Ideally, I do put on like a flanker or like a Hiscan who is shooting, but I try to minimax too much, I guess.
Well, I would say that it's your if that's what your min-maxing is leaving your Harmony Orb on somebody who doesn't deserve it. Like you turned out here and you immediately put it on a wrist and just left it. That's not good, right? That's not good. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it to adjust it mid-fight, you know?
Yeah, I should just like heal him up and then put on the Widow. Probably.
Sure. And maybe even then your tank doesn't even need to be full HP. Like right now, as this fight evolves, we've reached another situation where would Harmony Orb have Sage or Widowmaker? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But there's a very small chance that if she had gotten any sort of support there, that maybe she lives that, right?
Yeah.
Certainly now this needs to go on Kiriko or Tracer at this point in time, right?
Yeah, I guess I just forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. So if we were to just give you something really simple with Zenyatta, I would say, let's actually take a note here. Zen, keep, try to keep Harmony Orb on Squishy, who is engaged whenever possible. I think that's the easiest little tip I can give you. Everything else I think was okay. We'll say that for another review. Kiriko, we talked about Suzu already. I'm going to go back and adjust her notes. What else needs to be practiced? What else needs to be adjusted?
So like I think actively take the off angle, especially at the start of the fight, so I don't fall into the bad cycle, and also uh realize like we said, like realize you cannot help everyone. Just find the best angle for yourself, and then if you can like heal the tank or whatever, you can do that. But prioritize like the one thing, and then just do this thing. I'm not sure what else. I guess take better angles, but I guess that's kind of include. And I
How
think
does
the
this
rest
look
is
here?
mostly.
I updated your notes in Discord. How does that look?
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Um, Not really. I guess I have one question because like I don't really know my rank, and I play like I don't really worry about that, to be fair, but I would say I want. What do you think about me as a player in terms of like strengths and weaknesses? Because like for me, I always think like my game sense, like in general, like the cover usage or like off angle is slightly better than my mechanics. That's what I thought because I play a lot of heroes, so my mechanics are not good. That I know. So
I think your mechanics are fine, honestly. I think your mechanics are okay. I mean, at points, they definitely need to secure kills, but I don't think your mechanics were weak. I think you're generally all a well-rounded, okay player.
okay, that makes
Honestly.
sense.
Yeah. I don't think your mechanics were that much worse. I don't think your positioning, your game sense was that much better. It was just average. Average is everything. So,
Yeah,
that's
that makes sense.
just need to fix some of the positioning stuff and then push yourself to improve mechanically by positioning better, and then we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Any other questions? That was a good one. Kind of a boring answer, but it's a good question.
Not for now. I don't have more questions for now.
Sure. So I'm going to remind you of one thing at the start of this review. Remember your VOD reviews, your weekly VOD reviews? Now what are you going to be looking at instead of your deaths?
I guess the angles.
Yeah. Was this a good angle? Was this a good angle? Right? Or was it a bad angle? Right? Or could I have been on a better angle? Right? Then Zenyatta, how's my harmony orb? Was it on the right target? Right? I could have been a better target. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, right? Save yourself a lot of time. You don't have to VOD review for like 30 minutes. VOD review for like 10 minutes. skip. Is that a good angle? Okay, next fight. Good angle. Okay, good next fight. Good angle. Okay, good next. Oh, bad angle. Next fight. Where should I have gone instead? And so on. And that's it. That's all there is to it, mate.
Sounds good.